Hey folks, in this video I just wanted to talk about some general guidelines, some things that I've found work pretty well for producing decent quality videos that kids are actually willing to watch. Most of this is really just a list of things that I've screwed up over the years and learned from my mistakes. So big things that I want to focus on here are planning ahead, talking about what's going to be in the video. Ooh, that sounds familiar. We're doing that right now. Breaking it up into smaller pieces, video quality, and then subtitles. Those are all things that can help make your video a little better. So let's get started with planning ahead. I am glancing over at the back of one of my daughter's doodles here. There we go. At my plan for this video right now. Here we go. So first thing, talking about planning ahead. Nothing is more frustrating than spending a bunch of time watching a video where it's clear that the person making it is just kind of going wherever the mood takes them. We want to be direct in these. If I need 5 minutes to give the content that I want to give, the video shouldn't be 20 minutes long. 20 minutes of me mostly not talking about what I'm trying to talk about. So, plan ahead. Next thing we ought to do here is spend a little time talking about what you're going to talk about in order. So having your little agenda handy is going to be absolutely essential on this part. So when somebody watches the video in the first 15 to 20 seconds, they should know everything that's going to happen in that video. If your list gets extremely long, we're going to talk about these 80 things in this video. It's probably time to break it up in the video a little bit. Now, break it up into multiple videos. The other thing that we can do here, and this is kind of a cool trick, is to give your viewers a chance to skip to the part of the video they need. So I'm here on YouTube. I'm going to go to the Creator Studio. And then this is my most recent upload. So I'm going to click Edit on this. And then down here I have my description for the video. I'm just going to add a little bit to that description. Watching the video quick, I find that I first start talking about one particular piece of evidence right about here that deals with Wegener's theory of continental drift. So I'm just going to put a note here that the pieces fit together like a jigsaw, and that happens at 0:33 seconds in. And then the next thing that I talk about here is the fossil record, and then I'd put in a time for that as well. So that way your viewers, they can see that description and they figure, well, I don't need to watch this part. I'm going to skip ahead to this moment. So we do tend to see, if you look at the analytics on YouTube, we see the drop-off rate is pretty high on a lot of these. So they'll give you statistics like average time watched on a video. And if I have a 10-minute video, the average time watched might be 4 minutes. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that a lot of people are watching to the 4-minute mark and then turning it off. What's probably happening is that once somebody gets about 1, maybe 2 minutes in, they're probably going to watch the rest of the video at that point. But we have a lot of people who are dropping off in those first couple of minutes. So if they don't see what they're looking for in those first couple minutes, they're probably going to drop off. Let's make sure that they know that they have another option. Well, I can just skip to this specific moment in the video to get what I need then. So breaking it up by navigation within the description is useful. But the other thing that's helpful here is just don't do extremely long videos. It makes it more difficult for you later on if you have 80 things represented in this video to have a kid say, I am struggling with this concept, what can I do? And you have to think through, all right, which video was that thing in? Because I have so many topics in my different videos. Just keep them short, a few different topics per video, and you have that listed in your description. It makes it much easier to find for you, and easy to say then, all right, student who needs this thing, you know where my YouTube channel is, you know how to get to my videos, you're going to search for that thing that you look for, that you were looking for, and find out which video it's in, and then you can go that route yourself. You can be self-directed on this task. Next thing to think about is video quality, and I admit I'm a little guilty of lacking in that right now. A few things to think about here. One is lighting. So if you look at the lighting right now, I'm kind of in a shadow here. I'm in the corner of my classroom, just finishing this up shortly before my presentation. So lighting is, it's one of those little extra things that just makes your video look a little better. The lighting in our classrooms, it really isn't terrible. I mean, it's a lot of fluorescent lights. But you know, if you're doing this at home, you know, my office is in my basement. You know, this can be a real struggle. Just set up some extra lighting. You want to try and avoid you know, bare bulbs right at you. You want to try and make the light source appear as large as possible. One way that you can do that is to reflect a light off some surface. So at home, I have this this desk lamp, one of the ones that has the arms, so you can point it downward. I actually just point it at the, well, it's the wall right behind the computer screen, and so it bounces off that wall and then gets to my face, but it gets to my face from lots of different angles, so I don't get a bunch of weird shadows on my face as a result. Another thing to think about here is sound quality. It's tough to watch a video very long where, you know, mostly it's just a teacher talking if the sound quality is junk and you can't understand a lot of what they're saying. One thing that you can do to help out sound quality immensely is to get one of these. This is just it's a lapel mic, so it just clips onto your shirt here. I think this was about $8 on Amazon. Lapel mic, L-A-P-E-L mic. They just plug into your computer or your cell phone. It's just the standard headphone jack. That might be a problem with newer iPhones, I suppose, but for most things, that's pretty standardized now, and so it works really slick. Then all the microphone input comes from that. It doesn't come from your webcam speakers. The webcam speakers aren't, or microphone. It's not that it's bad. It's just that you know, if I'm this far away from my webcam, then that webcam is picking up every sound that's that far away from it equally well. So there's a lot of sounds that could encompass. With the lapel mic, these are just very short range. So if I try and talk and I just gradually pull this away from me, you'll see that there's a pretty rapid fall off in the volume from this. It doesn't pick me up very well when it's way out here. See? So you really have a limited range with this one, which is great. You want your voice in this and not the distractions. If you're not going to get a lapel mic, though, just be aware of the sounds around you. So if you have a really noisy room in your house, maybe you find a different place where you could record this. Or if you've got a bunch of students making noise you know, out in the hallway while you're trying to do this in the classroom, maybe you know, close doors first off and you know, wait until it's a little bit calmer. Air conditioner kicking on and off, that sometimes comes up in the sound in the video. And then just being aware of how far you are away from the microphone. If you're going with the webcam that's on the computer, you don't want to be super far away from the thing, like having the computer on a desk and me being up at the whiteboard. That's pretty far away. You're going to have to crank up the volume. You get a lot of distortion from that. So the lapel mic is a nice way to take care of that problem, but just managing distances will help out immensely as well. The other option there is a lot of the headphones that are sold with cell phones now actually have a microphone built into them as well. So if you have, say, a pair of earpods or whatever the headphones were that came with your iPhone, those, if you can make a phone call with those in, you can record a video with those in too, and that just puts the microphone really close. Usually you have the little ear pods here, and then there's like a volume control somewhere on there. The microphone is built into the volume control, so you could kind of tuck that into your shirt and make it like your own little lapel mic. Then I did that for a long time. Last thing to think about here is subtitles. Those are immensely useful for some of our students. Many will never turn this on, but our ESL students and our students who are hearing impaired will definitely benefit from that. Maybe a few other groups as well, but those two are the ones that those two groups are the ones that I really see a benefit with. So real quick here, back to my video. I'm gonna go back to my starting point just to show you how to get to this from scratch. Okay, so back to my my Creator Studio here. I'm going to go back here to my Wegner's Continental Drift video and then click the little drop down next to Edit, and then we've got Subtitles / Closed Captioning, CC. I'll click on that one. The first time you open this, it's going to ask you what language you want this in, and so it'll automatically pick the language most of the time. Now, if you're doing this in a different language, I can't speak to how well it picks that, but English does pretty well with. Set the language. And this is through Google. Google does have a pretty good voice recognition software, and so it actually is going to do this automatically. It closed captionings your video automatically. But you know, with any of those voice-to-text things, there are going to be errors in that. And sometimes they're little ones, sometimes they're huge errors, though. They're going to cause really big misunderstandings. So if we go to the, click on this published one, the English Automatic, click on that. Over on the left, it shows a transcript of all the subtitles that it's going to display over the course of the video. So the last thing I'd recommend you do before you publish a video is just watch the video. I mean, you always should watch the video even if you're not doing the closed captioning. Just watch the video, make sure you haven't made any big mistakes there. Watch the video, and as you do so, we're going to watch this scroll through the subtitles over here, and we can just make changes to this as needed. So I'm just going to click Edit. There we go. And now as I play the video, there we go. As I play the video, it shows the subtitles up here, and it's going to scroll through these as it gets to the new ones. And I can just pause the video anytime, and I noticed here it says "if folks," but my usual introduction is "Hi folks, this video will be a summary of the evidence." Okay, so now I've got it right, and you see on the video that's been updated already. When you've gone through the whole video, you've made all your edits, you can just go up here to Publish Edits, and now you have a well closed captioned video. It doesn't take really any more time than watching the video another time does. So all of those are my ideas on mistakes I've made and things that I've seen that make for a decent video that students will actually watch. I hope you found that useful. I have gone over my general recommendation of a 10-minute time limit, but I have a little more mature audience this time, so hopefully you're able to handle it. Thanks very much for watching. Please do get in touch if you have questions on this stuff. I'd love to discuss how you're doing videos in your classroom. Thank you.